Team 5 investigates exclusive victims of a nationwide meningitis outbreak fighting to make a Massachusetts pharmacy pay. Our Sean Kelly uncovered a community with a cluster of cases, and he's live outside the federal courthouse in South Boston. Sean?
And Heather, tonight there are hundreds of lawsuits against NECC from around the country that have been filed and now consolidated and brought here to the federal courthouse in Boston. This is also where the pool of money will be collected should there be a settlement or a judgment. And that's something that the victims are paying very close attention to.
I'm worried about taking care of my house. I'm worried about taking care of my family.
Every day, Daryl Clark worries about surviving with fungal meningitis.
Do you feel like this is going to be with you for the rest of your life?
Well, they can't tell me it won't.
Clark's entire outlook changed in late September. He received a steroid injection for lower back pain. The medication didn't seem to work, and then
I noticed my neck was getting stiff.
Severe pain moved to his head.
It wasn't a throbbing, it was just like a whoom.
Clark's doctor explained to his family how the 50-year-old father had contracted meningitis.
All was going through my mind was, he's going to die. That was my thing. He was just going to die.
Clark and more than 100 other patients came to South Jersey Healthcare for epidural injections. It was only after many of them became critically sick that they found out those injections came from the New England Compounding Center.
Cumberland County, New Jersey, soon became home to a cluster of 35 patients sick from the meningitis outbreak. They're some of the more than 700 cases the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention ties to contaminated medication from NECC in Framingham. The outbreak has taken the lives of 48 people nationwide. Survivors take high doses of medication with side effects that keep people like Clark out of work.
A lot of people suffer because some people just want to get rich.
The owners of NECC are accused by federal and state authorities of cutting corners and operating a contaminated facility. A spokesman for NECC declined to comment because of pending litigation. Lawyers handling the bankruptcy proceedings were able to freeze $20 million in assets collected by NECC owners in 1 year. They say that number could more than double as they look further back.
We're off to an excellent start.
Attorney Bill Baldiga represents the committee of creditors going after NECC for damages. The committee includes the hundreds of victims suing. They're organizing a collection of financial damages from NECC, insurance companies, and hospitals that injected the medicine.
Our goal is to have a pot assembled for victims and available to them by the end of this year.
Meantime, federal prosecutors continued their criminal investigation into the company.
Do you think someone should be punished?
I feel they're criminals. It's like they gave out poison, knowing it was poison, but didn't care because they were making money.
So far, there have been no criminal charges filed against anyone involved in these cases. Now, since all of the litigation has been wrapped up and consolidated into the bankruptcy proceedings, that means there's going to be a deadline for victims to file any litigation against the companies, and that could be as early as June. Live outside the federal courthouse in South Boston, Sean Kelly, WCVB News Center.